Welcome everyone. The ninth day. We're almost over on the Growth Hacker Hackathon. 10 days to transform and grow your business fast. And today we have with us two amazing superstars, the best growth hackers in the business. You probably met them before, Chris Duncan and Bishop Stewart. Hey guys. So before we jump in, let me just respond to the comments. I love that you guys are joining us before we even start. I love that you're commenting. I love that you're engaging. I love that you're taking action. And today we have a big, huge gift for you, aside from the training. So by the way, someone was telling me, Tamara was saying that the worksheet says day 8. We updated the worksheet, so download that because there's a lot of content we're going to get into. And we will gift you something huge if you're going to come on to the Hangout today. So stay tuned, stay with us, keep commenting. We love all your interaction, and I know there's so much content there, Chris. Should we jump in?
Yeah, we're going to have to, and welcome everybody. It's so great to have you guys here on day 9 or day 10 for us actually, because we did the bonus day as well, and we're having a lot of fun. And again, a big shout out and thank you to UFAT for putting everything together and getting us in touch with all of you. It's been amazing to hear your stories and those of you who are joining us to build out for the next 12 weeks and then another extra 12 weeks in your business. It's just going to be an awesome ride. So really looking forward to that. And I guess we started to go through the steps. So we've talked about your target market, okay, and you got really clear on that, and you learned about your no-brainer offer. We talked about the traffic source, and we talked a lot about partners, and there's so much more we're going to go over with you in the next 3 months around that. Then we talked about your creating lead magnets and those sort of things, okay. And so today we wanted to talk to you, okay, about the quickest way to actually get into cash. And I find so many people, and a lot of us that are out there listening, are still in that place where we're still in a situation we need to make money fast. Okay, so type in a yes if that's you. If you're in a place that you go, you know what, I'm in a place where cash flow is a challenge in my business. And it's an interesting thing. And Bishop and I don't have that problem. I haven't had that problem for a very long time. And today we're going to talk to you. I'm going to give you some really cool stuff. I'm going to give you the 7-question ritual that takes you from having to push yourself to having someone want to buy from you. 7 questions in 10 minutes that stop you wasting your time. If you're a consultant or you have to do meetings, and let me say this before I pass over to Bishop, if you've ever gone in on a Monday gone, oh wow, look at my week, and seen all these sales appointments booked, say you've got 4 or 5 booked that week, 30 minutes every single day, and you're going, this is going to be so exciting, my business is going to grow, I'm going to change lives, you felt so pumped up on Monday, and then by Friday, you've done 5 or 6 meetings with complete tire kickers that weren't your target audience, that drained your energy, that waste your time, and you didn't end up with anyone buying, right? Just say yes if that's you, if you've actually given that a go. You felt awkward about giving them your offer, you've not wanting to be salesy, and it's all just felt weird, and you get to Friday and you haven't made any money or haven't grown your business at all. And I know this happens all the time to entrepreneurs. It's the reason why my first business failed was for the lack of my sales skills. So I applied myself massively to work this out. And I want to let you know right now, if you're anywhere under $500,000, your challenge is sales. It's not traffic. If you can make sales, traffic's easy because you're going to have money, okay? You're going to be able to build no matter what. But Bishop, I'm going to fire it over to you, brother, man. It's been so much fun being here. And I know that you've got a ton of things to share with people about getting their high-ticket offer and how to sell and actually get your product in people's hands. Because I want you guys to know this is if you don't get somebody to buy your product or service, you're actually doing them a disservice. You need them to buy it. So today is about us showing you how to motivate them to buy. But Bishop, man, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys for being here. Again, we've built such a bond with you guys as well through this whole process. And I had someone send me a message earlier saying that they just love this process. They've never experienced something like this before. And again, that's not me and Chris. This is really UFAT's whole mastermind and vision here for this type of experience and engagement where you guys can really be immersed in what we're sharing with you. And so again, UFAT, we say this every time, but again, we appreciate this. And so you guys, high ticket is really what Chris and I focus on, because you want to have your tripwire, which is your lower end, just to acquire the contract, just to acquire your buyers, right? That's your tripwire, the lower end. But like Clark was saying, if you guys remember on the first day when we talked to Clark and we growth hacked his business, you know, he had a $47 product and stuff that he was trying to get into the hands of people. But I can promise you this, it takes the same amount of effort, and it's just as easy to get a client for $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 and up as it is to get a client that buys a $300, $400 product. It's all about the perceived value, how much value they perceive that is in that product and service. And so one of the ways that we go about is, we already talked about webinars and JVs and stuff like that, but one of the ways that I want to talk about is with the webinars, is because we've already talked about webinars. So one of the strategies is that at the end of the webinar, instead of selling something that you tell people, hey, go to this website, click join, and you're immediately going to get the download and be part of the membership site. What you basically do is you set up a system at the end of the webinar where they actually apply. They apply to work with you. One, this strategy really sets the bar about how much value you can provide, because they have to apply. They're like, okay, well, I got to apply to work with this person. Who is this person? So the perceived value is that much greater when someone has to go through an application process. But here's why it's also important too. This application process, and Chris and I have steps on what you should actually have on the application, but the application process also helps people identify if they're your right high-ticket client, but it also disqualifies people that are not your ideal high-ticket client, because you don't want to waste time. You don't want to be on consultations and talking to 1 million people only to have 1 or 2 of those people really be your ideal target market. So this really helps them disqualify themselves as well. And so the ones that go through the application process successfully and they answer the questions in the way that you want, those are going to be your ideal clients. And then from that point, you then get on the call with them, or you can even train staff to do this, but you simply get on a call with them on Skype or whatever it is, and you have a certain interview process. So again, they're still trying to work with you, right? Instead of, the cool thing about this strategy, you guys, is psychologically, you're not chasing them. Now they're chasing you. Now they're wanting to work with you. They're going through all of this process. And so when you get them now on the call, you're still interviewing them. You're getting to know them. You're seeing if it's a right fit. One of the things we always say is, you know, we're here to discuss and see where your mindset is, see where your business is, what you want to accomplish, what you have accomplished, so we can see if it's a right fit. So not only is it a good fit for them to work with you, but also you want to know if it's a right fit for you to work with them. And so again, all of this keeps adding on the perceived value. And then you basically sell them on a higher ticket item than you would a $400 webinar. You get to build that trust. They get to know you, like you, and trust you. And the good thing about this too is, especially if you're really skilled in your craft, you can immediately identify their particular pain point, their particular struggles, or whatever it is that they're having going on in their business or their health, or whatever your niche is, and you can immediately throw out a simple solution for them. And you can say, you know what, this is what I think you should do. This is one of the strategies. This is where I see this going. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to put together the packages for you. I see exactly what your needs are. And you throw out some value, kind of like what you guys have seen Chris and I do live here with this Hangathon. We talk to you, and immediately we have some solutions for you. So the same kind of process, because now they're like, wow, okay, now I have the solution, and they still don't know the parts to put together. And then you say, well, you know, so to make that work, this is what we're going to need to do. So now you already show them that it's going to work. Here are the results you're going to get. But now this is what we need to do to make that happen. And so my team and I, we're going to come in. This is what we're going to create for you. And this is, you know, $5,000. This is $10,000, $15,000, whatever it is. So that's the process that we take them down, because it's 10 times better than a sales funnel. It's 10 times better than a sales page, I mean, because now you're building that trust with them. The other thing you can do is, we talked about lead magnets. So one of the things I do on some of my lead magnets is, after people opt in, I immediately go for what we call the triage call. So once they opt in, they're going to have a video from me thanking them for opting in. You're going to get an email for whatever the lead magnet was. And then I say, you know, to book a call right now. If you have X, Y, and Z pain points, book a call with me now, and they're able to book that right away. So I also do it immediately from our lead magnet. And once we applied that, our consultation calls increased dramatically. So this is a really, really strong way to get them to that call, and then you can close them. And once you get to a certain level, you can hire people to go through that process.
So the important part, though, is you need to know what your solution is, and you
Exactly.
need to know how you package it, right? Because
Absolutely.
if someone goes like, well, how much is it? And you're going like, or someone says,
Right.
well, I want to start with that, and you're like, so you
Right.
need to be very clear on what you're offering and how you're helping people. And I think, Bishop, that if you do this over time, you kind of the same problem surface, the same solution surface, and you get
Absolutely.
really.
Yeah, and then you know what your packages are, and you'll instantly be able to know, okay, this person's good for package A, B, C, D, so on and so forth. And the other thing too is with these high tickets is to one, stay firm with your high ticket, know your value, and have your bonuses, have your VIP treatment for these high ticket people. And also, this brings us back to the lead magnet. So if I'm setting up a funnel for high ticket people, I make sure my lead magnet has that type of value. So the value of the lead magnet needs to be very, very strong, because I don't want just anybody. I want strong people that are coming in here. So my lead magnet then is worth, a couple of $1,000, or it's worth $1,000 or a few $100s. It's not some simple little, this is like $10 worth of something I'm going to give you. So it's very important that this lead magnet is very powerful and is going to attract the right kind of people to go there and then make that call with you. Otherwise, you're going to waste a lot of time with tire kickers and people who don't have the money, people who don't have the mindset. And here's what I really find, you guys, is that people who see your value and pay for your value, and I've said this before, they're better clients. They're not going to drain you. They understand the value. They're willing to invest in themselves, which says a lot. And they also will respect your time and your value so much more. The people that pay $67, $300, I can guarantee you the majority of those people, and your fat's shaking her head because she knows what I'm talking about, they will drain all your energy. And a lot of times they're the ones who won't do what you say, and they don't get the results. And that's the reason usually why their business is where it's at. The ones that are successful, they spend the money, but they get the results. They're going to actually go through and do what you say and give you those success stories.
So, guys, if you right now don't have the...
Oh, that's...
Yeah. So if you right now don't have a package, or you're not sure on how to package your offering, or you're not sure what is your lead magnet, it's super simple to solve all of this in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Do you see that button over there that says join now? You can get these guys to help you work on your business for 24 weeks, 6 months. So not a sales pitch, but if you keep wanting, I know I'm seeing a lot of comments of people saying, oh, this is ending and it's so sad and you want to continue. Well, you have an option to continue, not just in this general way that we're being able to offer you right now just because of lack of time, but really dive deep to the specific of each of your business. So if you want those high-end clients, and I completely agree with both of you, it's very difficult. If someone pays, and this is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're pricing your product, right, you're offering in the same way that will attract the right people that will take action so that in 3 months they see results, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're doing that. And you kind of want to tell people, this is what you can expect, in X amount of time. And if we put this together right and you do your part, I do my part, this is what you can expect. So you want them to see and understand that value right there. And again, you guys, what's great about this is that type of engagement that you're giving them, in their minds, they're like, okay, this is how it's going to be working with him moving forward. So you want to make sure you come prepared. You already have your packages. You already have your FAQs. And you can even tell them, most people in your situation, this is what I find. So do your research. You already know, like, people in that industry, this is what their problems are. And say, this is what I usually find, and this is what we can do. So then they really get to see your credibility, your experience, and they know, okay, like earlier today we were on with an amazing lady. And she was like, oh, Bishop, I can see working together it's going to be X, Y, and Z. And she was so excited because she saw our energy. She saw us smiling and how we communicated together. So she's already thinking, wow, this is going to be a fun process throughout the whole thing. And so that's why this is so powerful. So take the time to get on with people. That's really the secret. Take the time. So if you're doing a live broadcast, tell people, like, if you guys ever watch any of my live broadcasts, I'll tell people, hey, if you want to sit down and talk to me or schedule a session, simply email me, bishop@bishopstewart.com, or my assistant, and we'll jump on Skype. And I have people all the time send me messages, and I showed you FAT, and people want to schedule Skype meetings with me because of this process. And now I get to build that relationship with them and close them into a sale. So what I want to do right now is let Chris really dive into the worksheet, because I know you guys have the worksheet. I just wanted to give you an overview of what high tickets are. And honestly, you guys, if you're not making 6 figures in your business, $100,000 to $500,000 in business, then you're doing something wrong. And usually your profit margins are wrong, your leads are wrong, or something like that. So don't be afraid of the value that you have. I see people all the time, they're scared. They're literally terrified to ask for $3,000, $2,000. They're like, no, but you're devaluing yourself, and people are always going to see you at that, and they're going to want more and more from you. Okay, so don't be afraid of that. You should be making at least 6 figures. Do some math with your product or your service. Do some math. If you're charging $99, $200, do some math and say, how many sales would I have to do to get to $10,000 a month? So would you want to spend all your time and energy to get multiple people so you get $10,000 a month, or does it make sense to go after 2 people for $5,000 each, and now you have your $10,000 a month? Okay, so very, very important. Okay, so go ahead, Chris. You go ahead and dive into the worksheet, because I'm like you yesterday. I'm just going to keep going. So go ahead.
Oh,
buddy.
man, and I love it. And here's what I want to say to everybody out there. If you're starting your business, there are people that know, like, and trust you already, right? You've been a human on this planet for a long time, and always they've seen your success. So all you have to do is put this message out to people and say, hey, you may have seen me go from this size body to this size body, or invest in property, or do this. I'm going to teach a handful of you how to do it. So jump on a call. That's one of the first steps. It's one of the 7 steps for our $10,000 in 10 days that those of you that are in the program, we're going to get straight into as soon as we start next week with you. So you're going to be making money right off the bat if you follow what it is that we say. So here's what I want to go through, okay? 7 questions, how to do a 10-minute call. Bishop called it a triage call. It's the same thing, how to do 7 questions to go from chasing someone to having them chase you. So I hope you're ready to take notes. These are the 7 questions, and I want you to notice how you feel. Let's do this. The first time I explain these questions, I just want you to notice how it feels when I ask you for it. So I want you to sit in a place as though you're about to buy the program from me, okay? And so here's the first question. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just give you a pre-frame. I'm going to say, look, I'm going to ask you 7 questions. It's going to take about 10 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, I'm going to know whether or not we're going to be right to work together or not. If we're right together, we can book another call and talk more. If it's not right, then that's fine. I'll let you know, and we can just go enjoy our day. I don't want to waste your time. Don't want to waste mine. So here's the first question, okay? In 60 seconds, tell me where it is you want to be in 12 months, okay? So think about that right now. I'll go through the questions again for you. The second question that you want to ask yourself. So you've asked them, where do you want to be in 12 months? The second one is, in relation to where you've said you want to be in 12 months, where are you now? That's question number 2. Question number 3 is, what have you tried in the past to get what it is that you want? That's question number 3. Question number 4, okay, is what is it that you want from me? What would you like me to teach you about and get you there? What do you need from me is question number 4. Question number 5 is, why are you going to do this right now? Why are you going to join the Growth Hacker right now? And you tell me that. The next one is, I would ask, and why specifically am I the right person to help you? Okay, then you're going to tell me why you're going to work with me. And the 7th question, I would ask this, is $6,000 in 6 months of your time too much for you to achieve what you first said you wanted to achieve? And those are the 7 questions. Can you guys see that me asking those 7 questions in a row like that, I know exactly whether you're right or not. I've even asked a qualifying money question, so it's very simple. I've got an urgency question in there, which is why now? I've got a question that you sell yourself or me. I say, why me specifically? I ask you specifically what it is that you want. I find out what you've tried before. I find out exactly where it is you want to be. I find out exactly where it is that you have been. And so I get everything you want. It's 7 questions, and it's absolutely brilliant. I'll let you know right now, those 7 questions that I've just told you have been responsible for millions of dollars of success in my companies. Because instead of me having salespeople waste time with a bunch of people, what we do is we have great lead magnets, so we do great branding. Then we say, hey, we're going to help a bunch of people with this. We get them on a 10-minute call. In 10 minutes, we know whether or not they're right for us. Now, I've got a full ritual that I'm going to give away, and there's 2 other pieces to the ritual because it's 7 questions in 7 minutes. There's something else you need to do, the next steps, and then there's pre-frames, but time is my enemy today, so I want to give it to every single one of you. But here's what you need to do for us to give it to you, is I need you to write down below in the comments your biggest takeaway of what you've enjoyed over the last, how many days? 9 days. I want you to put the biggest takeaway, what you've enjoyed the most, and I'm going to send you across, you might have seen me reading just then. I was reading off a template with all of the questions, all the pre-frames, everything. I didn't even have I wasn't looking at the camera. I was looking at the template. I've sent it across to Yifat because she gets the hookups. And I've sent that across to her. That's the template there that I was reading off. Yifat, is that on the big screen? Can everyone see that?
It was, but I leave it very, very short time, guys, because it's a teaser. So you guys need to work for it, because just giving you stuff away for free, we've seen already, like, people don't take action. So we want you to take action in 2 ways. 1, comment below your biggest takeaway. And then, this is something hand wrestling Chris. I want you guys on the Hangout to tell us face-to-face what is your biggest takeaway, what did you enjoy in the last 9 days, and why all of us are super sad to see it end. So you'll have to be in the Hangout, and you'll have to leave a comment below if you want to get this worksheet that walks you specifically through these 10 questions, 7 questions in 10 minutes.
Right. Right. So it should only take 10 minutes, and the great thing is you do it over Skype. Okay. So what it means is that all you have to do is say to somebody, I can help you do this. This is what I'm going to offer you, and this is how you start. This is how you're going to make money when you work with us straight away. You get them on Skype, you put that ritual right in front of your screen, they think you're looking right at the camera, you read the questions off exactly, and this is why it's so great to have somebody like myself and Bishop. We just give you our scripts, our templates, you ask those questions, and can you see, by the end of it, I've asked you, why me? Why are you going to do it right now? And is this money too much? Is it too much? Because if it is, then we're not talking in the same space, okay? Then I can tell you about some of my other programs, right? And so then by the end of it, you know with 100%, without shadow of a doubt, that they're totally ready, they're totally in, and they get it, right? And we'll show you exactly how to do it, and it's phenomenal. And so what you normally do, and I'm going to have to just race through this, so it's going to be a little bit like I'm giving you information. It's kind of like taking a drink from a fireman's hose right now, because I've got so much to go through. So it's kind of going to be like, so much information, because there's heaps coming. That was the first 7 questions to start with. What you move them through to next, once you know they're qualified, that they're happy with the money, that you know what they want, you can help them, and everything's good, and you go through that first ritual, you put them onto what's called a strategy session. Now, you don't go straight into a strategy session. This is old school. You waste time if you go straight from cold traffic, from people you don't know, straight into a long call. And I've experienced this many times. You get on a call and you don't even know that the person is right for what it is that you want to offer. So there's 9 moves to a strategy session, and I'm going to have to absolutely just go through this. I sent Yifat the template for this as well, and those of you in the program will get this, but I'm definitely not going to just pass this one out. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just giving everything away, Yifat. So there's 9 boxes, 9 steps in the strategy session ritual. You might notice I've just gone and got it up in front of me, so if you see me looking at it, it's because I want to give you exactly what's on the template that you'll get. So step 1 is build rapport, which you should all get. Step 2 is give them context, okay, context of where they're going to go. Step 3 is you reassociate them to what they said in that first 10 minutes, okay? And that is just the start. You get rapport, you give them context, you say today is about getting a strategy for you so you know what the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months working together is going to be like. Well, so you know what the product's going to give you. That's what it's all about. So you come from a place of giving on this strategy. So that's the first step, rapport, context, reassociate to what they said. So you told me on the 10 minutes that you wanted to be here and this is what you've tried and this is what you want. Then you go through the next 3 steps, and this will change everything. You ask them 3 questions. I want you to tell me specifically where you are now, which is step 4, in total detail. Get totally clear on where you are now. Now, step 5 is tell me where you want to be. Tell me where you're going to be in 12 months and how I can help you get there. Then step 6, so it goes where, then wants, and then walls. Step 6 is walls. Tell me all the blocks or the barriers between where you are and where you want to be. So those are the first 6. Rapport and care, context, reassociate, where are they now, what do they want, and the walls. Okay, those are the first 6. At this stage, you've probably done 20 to 30 minutes. You know everything about this person. You've got such a great connection. You know where they are. You know where they want to be, and you know the walls. You've already done the 10-minute call, so you know they're happy to spend the money. You know they're in love with you. You know that they want to work with you. You've got it all. So all you do now, okay, is you've got everything that you need. You simply feed it back. You say, so you've told me that this is where you are, this is where you want to be, and this is the walls. And then you start feeding it back and associating it to your product. So you might say to me, well, my problem is I don't have leads. I go, well, what we do is in month 2, we're going to make sure we handle your leads problem. Now, you told me that you wanted to be traveling internationally. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you our partner list. Okay? You told me that you want to be making 6 figures by the end of this year. Well, that's fantastic. We're going to show you how to make $10,000 in the first 10 days. You said you want to be a best-selling author. Well, that's fantastic because we've got that. By the way, everything I'm sharing with you right now is in the Growth Hacker program. I'm an international best-selling author, international speaker, got a whole heap of businesses, and I've got a whole heap of people that have been able to do it as well. So any success that you want, you're in this program, we're going to get it, and you're probably going to get more because Bishop and I will just push you to go further. So that was step 7, is feed it back. Step 8 is temperature. So I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to say, so does this sound good? Are you ready to get started? Do you have any questions? And you always ask this. You say, do you have any questions? And you just come from this place, get all their questions out. Typically, they go, yes, this. You get all the questions. And step number 9 is enrollment options. Never, ever, ever have a person feeling like they've only got one option. Never. Okay, give them more than one option. Okay, you can do it at this, or you can do this, or you can do this. I typically like to have 3 options, so they get a choice. And then these are the exact words I use every time. By the way, this is in a full script. I'm now on to page 3 of the script because it's 3 boxes per page. It's phenomenal. I'm sure Yvette's seen it. She might give you a quick look at it after I finish. And so you basically say this: which option suits you best? That's all you have to say to have someone buy from you. This is how you get people to buy from you with total authenticity. You spend the 10 minutes positioning yourself as something that they want. Then you get them on the strategy call. You go through rapport, context, reassociate them to the 10-minute call. You ask them where they are now, where they want to be, and then their walls. Then you feed it back to them. And here's what's critical about the feed them back. Typically, we talk about all this other stuff that the person doesn't want. But if you actually just ask them what they want and then feed them back the pieces of your program that solve their problems, you've given them exactly what they need. Then you can find out step 8 is their temperature. How does this sound? Is this going to be what it is that you want? Do you have any questions? They tell you their questions, you get all that out. Then you give them the enrollment options, which is step number 9. These are the 9 steps, okay? Rapport, context, reassociate, where, wants, walls, feed it back, temperature, enrollment options. And I hope that you love that. I normally, I've got a training on this for those of you in the program that goes for 2.5 hours, and I've just done it in 13 minutes. The last thing that's on your sheet is decision pieces, okay? When someone makes a decision in your business, you must have something what I call a decision piece, okay? And that is, you make a decision, here's something to start with straight away. Typically people, they get someone started and there's no, there's nothing to get them started straight away. So what I give you is I give you a templated questionnaire that you can start someone with, a free gift. There's always something that they're in. So they're in, they sign the enrollment form, and then you go, awesome, here's what you're going to start with straight away, and you give them the first date. A lot of people get the contract, everything sorted, and then there's nothing that they get straight away. In fact, I've done this in physical products on solar panels. I say, so here's what you need to do. You need to book in your time with your contractor. This is what you're going to do. Here's your welcome pack here. So they get something physical. This is called a decision piece. And what this does is once a decision is made, they have something physical that they actually can start to engage with you more, so they feel like they're already starting. People don't really like to go, oh, I'm coming to your retreat in 2 months. Awesome. Here's money, and then have nothing for 2 months, right? They like to have something straight away so that they're in, that they're moving, because they've just made a decision. They want to feel good. They want to have something to take home. So always have decision pieces. Those are the 9 steps. Those are the 7 questions. That is decision pieces. Blah.
So, guys, I found myself today watching yesterday's hangout again, and not only that, watching the bonuses again, because yes, there's so much information and so much that you need to digest, and sometimes you need to listen to it more than once, more than twice. So the beautiful thing about this entire process, and I love all the stuff that you are sharing with us, guys, where you're saying, yes, this is so valuable, it's going down to our level, we're getting, just exactly the simple steps that we need. What you got right now is like everything that Chris wants to give you before we end the Hangathon. So I hope you enjoy that. Refresh the page. Below the button to join the Hangout will become active. You will need to join us in the Hangout and tell us again, your biggest takeaway before you ask us any questions. If you want to receive the worksheet, the template, the 10-minute phone call to lock your customers. So refresh the page, join us, make sure that you mute yourselves. And we had a few questions coming in already. So should we wait for people to come in and ask them, or do you want me to read it to you guys? What do you want?
Yeah, we can. It's better to have them come on so we can see what their questions are. But I wanted to add one thing because there might be some of you out there who already have a product or a service and you're already charging by the hour. So what you can do is reposition your offer. Okay, and so what you're basically going to do is put together like 3 different packages. You can have gold, bronze, silver, whatever it is, and you basically educate people on your new packages, and you say, you know what, we've created something that's going to have way more value for you. It's more streamlined, so you don't have to worry about all those calculating your hourly charges and etc. So what we've done is we've created these packages where it's just one charge. You don't have to worry about paying us by the hour, and we've had attorneys do this. I've had attorney friends of mine do this. So instead of paying by the hour, now we have this package that you can buy, and it's a $10,000 package or $15,000 package, whatever it is. It's streamlined, it has way more value, and each one of these gold, bronze, and silver is solving a specific problem, so that way they can identify which package is right for them, and so that's what we call repositioning your offer. So I just wanted to throw that out there for those of you that are already charging people. That's how you reposition the offer, and people love it because they don't like hourly charges and stuff like that. So this is a really good strategy to use as well for that.
I love it, and it's really this was just this was worth everything because so many people know how much they charge per hour and they don't know how to put it in packages, and I'm sure many people just don't know the overhead and what goes into it, like in terms of thinking and graphic design and talking to people and research and all that stuff. So it's really, really good to also give packages, and I know many people prefer doing that. So before we jump ahead, thank you guys. I love how quickly you guys are jumping in. This is super awesome, and we have new faces here too. This is great. So let's start with our number 1 award winner, prize winner, the first person in the program. Charlene, how are you? Unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Awesome seeing you again.
Yeah, you too.
Any questions for the guys?
I was just going to say, with bringing it to my level was the huge thing for me, and making business exciting. Breaking it down into a system. Like I was saying yesterday, I go to all these different things, get confused. But I like what Chris just said before about retreats. Later on I want to do retreats, and you have that whole 2-month wait or 1-month wait, and then there's nothing. So that's a big thing.
Right, and retreats are good because they excite people, and you're able to generate the income to pay for the retreat, pay for the room, pay for the venue and stuff like that. You already have the capital in advance. So it's one of the main strategies that we work with people on, is doing retreats. So you don't have to worry about spending the money and then worrying, well, is anyone going to show up? You've already calculated and brought that income in ahead of time.
Yeah. I was also going to say, can you make that interviewing application thing work with healing?
The application process?
Yeah, can you make that work with healing work?
Yeah, absolutely. And I was about to jump in, but I see Chris is nipping at the bud here to say something, so I'll let you go ahead, Chris, and then I'll jump in.
Yeah. The first thing I want to say is thanks so much for jumping in and being such a positive voice here and applying things, Charlene. It's absolutely awesome. And
Yeah.
here's what I want you to this is from coaching, because I know that we're working together. I would love you to stop asking the question, would this work with healing? Because every time I'm just going to go like this, yes it does. Because if it solves a problem, it's the same for anything, okay? But it feels as though you've got this, no, that doesn't work in the spiritual world. question. And so that's the answer I want to give you is let's just move that out the way and let's just try it, okay? Because I know that it works. And I'll tell you why it works is because if you put some good things out, people fall in love with you already, and so you ask them, why do you want to work with me? And why do you want to work now? And remember, you give them a result. One of the biggest problems that I find in the personal development and spiritual world, okay, is that people have hot air, okay? And so, and I mean this with respect, is that it's very hard for us to buy, us logical left-brain people, it's hard for us to buy something that we can't see because it's just it's invisible. So a lot of us sell an invisible product, right? In order to go from invisible to something visible, okay, it's like taking hot air, turning it to liquid, and then turning it to ice. Okay, so you've got to distill it down, and ice has a beginning and an end. Okay, so what you need to do, even though you've got this this hot air, there's steam that covers all grounds. I can do everything spirituality-wise. We need to hone in and we go, you know what? I'm going to help you just in your emotions, or I'm going to help you uncover relationship blocks so that your relationships are better, or I'm going to help you so that your business gets better. So we actually we'll package you and help you get a tangible as well with some of these programs. Does that make sense? So we start to bring you down, and that you can go do this. You do the same thing. But I understand what I'm getting. So I paid a lot of money for my spiritual healer, my coach. She lives in San Francisco, and she works with me in specific chunks around specific areas of my life. And I know, okay, now we're working on this, now we're doing this. So I think I answered your question. The answer is this, yes. Does it work? Yes, it does.
Awesome.
And you can just go, does it work? Oh, no, the answer is yes, it does work with spiritual. And everyone else can do that as well because it's just a system, it flat works. But I love you heaps.
Thank you.
This is so awesome. I love, like some of the comments that people are leaving is just those nuggets that they got from you. And I think after these 10 days, guys, just say yes if you agree with me. You start hearing Chris and Bishop's voice in the back of your head. Every time you think about something, you hear them, just do it. And what? Just do it. Right? Yes, it works. So thank you so much. And we have more people trying to get into the Hangout. So do us a favor. Once you're done asking the question, just close the window of the Hangout. You can still view us on the page so that other people who have not yet had the chance to interact with Chris and Bishop can jump in. And also, I'm sure many people just want the template. So let's make some room for them. And so we have a new member, which is Ruth, who has been trying to get here for the last 9 days, and finally is here. Hey, Ruth.
Hey, Ruth.
Yeah, we got the camera off, and we can hear you.
Hello, is that working?
Well, we can hear you. We can't see you. There we go. Here you are. Awesome.
Yay. Hello.
Hey, so it's awesome. First of all, great seeing you after 9 days. And what was the biggest takeaway for you?
I mean, the whole thing's been amazing. I'm on Chris's fast track course, and it is just incredible. The tips, I don't know if there's one biggest thing. I wanted to ask a little bit about the lead magnet, because I'm working on, like at the moment, I have it'll be like a PDF document that will be a lead magnet. But what I'm sort of getting, I realize that a lot of things have to be included in that lead magnet, but is there really sort of 2 lead magnets? Because like some of you guys have said the lead magnet shouldn't be so long. So should it be like answer a specific question with a hook in a document, and then from there lead people to a free webinar, and then that's the second lead magnet where you tell your story and where you have an hour to really explain your program or your course? Is that sort of, I don't know if that's the way it needs to be?
Yeah, let me jump in, Ruth, and it's so nice to see you on here. It's awesome because we don't get to see each other's face. Well, you get to see mine, but I don't get to see yours as much. So it's nice to have you in here. The first thing for everyone is that we must test and measure. Okay, so the first answer is no matter what Bishop and I answer right now, the true answer is test and measure. So we've got to get out there and we've got to test something. Remember, the outcome of a lead magnet is to have them then buy something from you. So if it's too big, okay, they're going to get sucked into it and not move. You know my 7 Days to Success course. That hasn't been a good lead magnet for me because it's too long. It's a whole 7 days at half an hour a day, and it takes too long for people to get through. Okay, so it's really finding that balance where you give them something really valuable, and then they go, but you know what, I want more, and it's really a test. And so does that answer your question?
Yeah, sort of. So I'm getting that you go from the lead magnet, from say a PDF document that's answering a question, and from there go to emails. Then I guess you'd send them emails. I don't know, and directing them to the webinar.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, I think her question really is more funnel than lead magnet. So it seems to me like you're saying, do I have a lead magnet, and then that lead magnet, from there I take them to the webinar. So your webinar in this situation would be your lead magnet, is you're doing the webinar. So you would have a webinar registration page that you would send people to, and then on the thank you page, if you wanted to, you can say, you know, for registering for this webinar, I'm going to give you this free download. Or what I like to do is on the actual webinar, you say at the end of the webinar, for those of you that stay on, you're going to get this free PDF report or whatever it is. But yeah, you don't want to confuse the two. So they're two separate things. So the webinar is your lead magnet, to answer your question. And then you could have a different capture page where you have a PDF for just building your list, and people are opting in for that PDF. So those are two different things. So I see where the confusion is coming in. So you're talking more about funnel versus lead magnet.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. I am getting confused, and I think that's where I'm getting confused.
Yeah. What is your niche?
So what I do, I help people. I can tell you I've been through Chris's course. I help busy mums to where they're concerned about the children's activities online, and I give them knowledge and confidence that they need to guide their children safely through their digital world.
Oh, nice. That's definitely needed. I can see it already with my 1-year-old. He's already so definitely, yeah. So you would drive that traffic to. Now the cool thing is you know, again, what Chris and I always say is test it first. So I would find someone who has that audience and test your webinar, so you know what your conversions are. But definitely, what you want to do is drive the traffic to the webinar registration, because that builds your list too. You get that information. They go to your go-to webinar, your GetResponse or Aweber list, and then you can also market to them. And your other one could be a capture page that you're just always getting leads on when you're not doing webinars.
Okay.
Okay, and then you would send those people an email inviting them to the webinar as well.
Right. So it could be that from say my Facebook page, they would go direct from there to the webinar, and then from my website, maybe they'll go direct to my PDF document. And either way, they get onto my list.
Exactly. That's it. So I would save the PDF for when people are on the webinar and tell them at the end of the webinar they're going to get that free document for you. So that way you get more retention. People stay on longer to the end because they want that document.
Yes. Gotcha. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Seeing you. So great. And now we have Christine from the wine area. Hey, Christine. How are you? We don't see the wines behind you now.
No. No, I'm inside now because it's a bit cooler this morning.
What was your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway was to stop making things complicated. That things are a lot more simple than they need to. I'm making them, which is what I keep telling other people, but I'm not learning. Not following my own practices. And after yesterday, I have postponed my webinar, which was supposed to be on Friday, and I'm reformatting how to do that. The marketing for it, not the actual webinar. But I think one thing that Chris just said this morning is to give them 3 options at the end of it. Now, any other coach that I've ever had is like confusion. By giving them the option, it creates confusion, and a confused mind doesn't buy. So only give them one option. Now I've liked the 3 options because I have the coaching, the write a bestseller in one day, which is the coaching program that they can do in one day, or they can take longer to do, 8 weeks. Then there's the, have me take their book, their existing book that they already have, to bestseller, to #1, and then there's a combination of the two. And then I have my retreat also, and I'd really, the retreat is my main, that's where I really want to drive people, to. I want to hold retreats around the world, obviously. So is that something that Chris is sticking his hand up? So is that the option that I would give them throughout the strategy, at the end of the strategy call? Yeah.
So yeah, great question, and I'm sorry for creating a little bit of confusion there. And so I'll just put you on mute because we're getting some feedback. But and so for all listeners out there that thought I was meaning to offer different programs, it's levels. So you have one problem that you're solving. So for example, you know what? You've actually got a bigger brand than just the books, right? Your brand is much bigger than that. So you can have different levels. So you can say, so the bottom level is I just help you write your book. Then the next level is I get its bestseller. Then the top level is you get everything. So I'll give you an example. Okay, you can work with Bishop and I, and you can just come to our Growth Hacker program. Okay. And we're giving you guys a crazy huge discount and adding on some more. Or you can do the next level up. And the next level up is, hey, we'll actually build you your funnel for you. So instead of just getting it done and having to go do the tech, we'll build your funnel. By the way, type in yes if you'd actually be interested in having Bishop and I build the funnel. Then the next level up, we say, well, look, you could do that. We could build your funnel. Or how about we just do a done-for-you launch? How about you get me and Bishop on the team with you, and we just do it for you for 3 months. We do your launch. There's a performance split. You get it? Christine's going, I'm at the top. And then we go like this. Then we say, well, do you know what? Instead of just doing the launch, do you want to work for a whole year with us? And do you want to make multiple millions? Or the top level is, do you want to partner with us? Do you actually want to have us in your business? Are you in a place that you can partner with us, and we'll take you and we'll put you on our stages around the world. We'll make you best-selling authors and speakers. We'll put you on the TV shows, and we'll do everything, and we'll be partners in your business. Do you want to play at that level? And so we get somebody on a call, and we do that. We lay out all the different levels, and then we go, which one suits you best? And that's what I always ask. Which one suits you best right now? This one's going to get you here. This one's going to get you here. This one's going to get you here. This one will get you to here. And it's your choice. And then normally they go, well, I want that one right now. And I go, beautiful. Here's the enrollment agreement. Here's how you get started. And everyone's really happy. Okay, so the key clarity is, one, Christine will talk about some of those bigger levels because they can see the yes coming in. That'd be a heap of fun. The thing about it, and what everyone says, is you want to solve one problem and have one solution, but it's totally okay to have different levels. And I want to add to this as well, is I'm talking about on a phone call right now. I'm not in talking webinars. Okay, on webinars I don't give multiple options. So I'm talking everyone right now about phone calls. I'm talking about launching high ticket sales and exactly what to do. So lots of love. Was that a good answer?
Yeah, and the other thing that it does is it helps people identify where they're at. So by you giving them those levels, they can identify exactly where they are in their business and where they want to go. And what I have found is that if someone picks package C, oftentimes once we start package C, they're like, you know what? I'm really loving this process. I want to go to package B now. And they upgrade themselves very, very quickly throughout the process. And then also, if you're doing things with the price point and they can see the benefit of, well, this one might cost me more, but look how much I'm saving in the long run, is really the strategy. So when they see these options and they're like, well, this one's costing more, but I'm actually saving less and getting more, I'm just going to do the higher package and just knock it all out at one time. So there's strategies to doing it, but that's the way we always do it, is give them levels.
I think that works. I think, which one of the packages do you want to work with them with? I think
and bring a bottle of wine that you give them, and it helps them pick the higher package.
Yeah, and I definitely want a South Australian, like Shiraz, like full body, absolutely beautiful, whichever's the best this year. They don't even use Shiraz in other parts of the world, do they, Christine? But it's the best.
When we went to New Zealand, it was Syrah.
Yeah, we as well. But South Australian wine. Still the best.
No,
I'll come out
Shiraz,
with some wine.
my husband used to work for years at Wolf Blass, so but we've.
Oh wow, that's a big brand. It's a really big. Cool.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much.
Yay. So one more day, guys. And if you want to get the template, the 10-minute template, so you can go through that same process that Chris just described, jump into the Hangout. We still have some room, and we still have a little bit more time. So jump in, say hi, let us know why you really love these 10 days. What was your biggest takeaway? And as a gift to you, we will give you the template. So, hello, Brazil. I'm only going to say that for 2 more days. Hello, Brazil.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, Alexandra, how are you?
I'm great. Biggest takeaway was the simple steps to kick up the butt, and just Chris saying just forget the shopping cart, which I actually set it up already. So I've managed to find a plugin to put on my website that connects to PayPal and it's up and running already. So I did it in less than an hour today. So it was pretty cool. So I'm like feeling a bit more like confident on going to Periscope and just like, here's my link if you want to buy from me. If you don't, that's fine. But yeah, the kick up the butt were like they were the best things.
That's so awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Any question for today?
Yeah. I heard about like giving value, and then asking for the purchase. How much value should I give on Periscope before I ask for a purchase? And
you should ask every time. You should always ask every time, because remember, you're not asking for something, you're giving something. And I want everyone to write this down. You are a gift. If you have the cure for cancer, you've got to ask the person who has cancer every time if they want to have this product, right? You are a gift. You're not asking for something. You're giving something. So what I do with all of my products, I make sure that whatever I think that I would pay for the product, I divide that by 5, and that's what I charge. Does it make sense? One of the things that will help you with is getting a real solid ROI. So, for example, if I think that my product's worth $1,000, I'll only ask you for 1/5 of that, $199, $200, right? So I'm a gift. So I want you to go get it because I'm like, this is worth this much. Go and get it. So I ask nearly every single time, but I ask, I don't tell. So what you want to do, remember the purpose of giving value, Alex, is clarity. So a lot of people talk about value, but they get it a bit wrong. They give too much. Remember, all you're giving is clarity, clarity. But I'm sure you'll. If you're going to go either way, give more. If you're going to go either way, give more, but always have a call to action.
So the value I give is like the clarity on like the problem and on the what's the second step?
Problem, solution, product.
Yeah. So I go up to like the solution and then I sell the product, right?
That's if you're doing, so we're going to talk about Periscope together. That's if you're doing something, something really, really long. But remember that if you get them to your sales page can do some of that clarity for them to make a decision as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So your purpose of doing Periscopes is to create engagement. So people to go, hey, look, hi, I'm here. This is what I can do, and this is where you can go get it. And then they basically got to fall in love with you, as Bishop says, know, like, and trust you. And so that's why you're doing it. They get to know you, like you, trust you, know you've got some stuff. Then you give them clarity, you teach them some things, then you say, go over to this page here where you can actually get it for a crazy discount. Remember, always go on sale, always be on sale. Everyone's on sale. But yeah, Bishop, I know we've only got 6 minutes. Alex, does that answer your question enough, or do you want Bishop to unload too? He will.
No, I mean, Alex has it, and I have some other stuff, but to see him take action now, I don't want to confuse him and have him go back and start adding and rethinking and all this kind of stuff. So let's just keep it streamlined. I'm so glad to hear you did that with the PayPal, and like the lady said earlier, it's really about keeping it simple, you guys. And you guys will notice this process that we're talking about, you can take to any niche, and this is why Chris and I have companies in multiple niches. It's the same philosophy. It's the same formula, if you will, to any business. This is why Sir Richard Branson has multiple companies, Donald Trump, Warren Buffett. It's the same process, the same philosophy that you just take to a different niche. Okay, I want to solve a problem now in the legal industry. I want to solve a problem now in the health industry. Let me identify my target market. Let me see their pain points. Let me create the solution. Let me put the solution in their hands by streamlining and putting together a system. That's all it really is, you guys, is the same flow and the same process. And once you master it, this is why you need to be in the Growth Hacker event, because once you master this and you become a part of our organization and we're actually building your companies with you, you're going to have so much clarity. You're going to be just like Chris and I. You're going to be able to say, you know what, I have an idea for this industry as well, and you're going to be able to take what we teach you in our course, and you're going to be able to apply it in multiple different areas in multiple different businesses. That's why this is invaluable.
Love that. And Chris, you got to be done in 5 minutes. Is that right?
We both do.
Yeah. Okay. So anyone here has an urgent question that you want to jump in and ask? Just raise your hand. Paula, this is the first time we saw you. I don't know if you have any questions or not. And Michelle and Margarita. Margarita is having some issues. You guys are good? Awesome. So what are we talking tomorrow, the last day of all? Ay, ay, ay.
Tomorrow we're bringing it all together, everybody. So thank you those who jumped on. And if you're watching the replay and you couldn't get on, I still want to give you the 10 minutes. Oh, hey, Jerry. Awesome to see your face, my friend. Jerry's gave me some great feedback on my Facebook about how much he's loving it. So if you are watching the replay, you can still get that 10-minute call ritual. I still want to help them UFAT because I know that it could be 3 in the morning. I know that Steve's watching. We love you too, Margarita. Thanks for being on, and thanks for the drawing. She sent me a beautiful drawing this morning. So if you're watching the replay, please just type in what you've enjoyed. If you tell us and give us a small testimonial of what you've enjoyed over this last 10 days, I will give you the 10-minute call ritual and the 7 questions so that you've got it. Okay, so we'll give you that. Tomorrow we're tying it all together. Okay, so now we've done one-to-one sales, right? In the sales mechanism, we've talked about everything else. The last thing tomorrow, okay, is we're going to talk about pulling it all together, answering all your questions. We might go over time. We're going to talk about getting 0 to many sales, how to get it all to work. I think we're going to spend a lot of time answering questions tomorrow, EFAT, because I think everyone's starting to get the 5 steps. You know, I know Steve's talked to me. He's going to be joining us. I've talked to a bunch of people. I said, Chris, we're in it. It's absolutely awesome. So I think we'll spend a lot of time answering questions and just tying it all together and going, right, next week the Growth Hackathon Mastermind is going to start with me and Bishop, and we're ready to rock and roll with that as well. So
how exciting.
Yeah.
So guys, this is your last chance to actually get face-to-face with these guys and ask them all the questions. So this will be our 10th day, and you have the entire process. Rewatch the Hangout. Here you go. So rewatch the Hangout and find out if you have any more questions. Jump in tomorrow with us to tie it all up. And if you haven't yet and you need another encouragement, I don't know why, then let us know what will it take to have you start the 24-week hackathon. Yes.
Yeah, I remember what we're talking about tomorrow. I just remembered. We're going to give you guys the ultimate funnel. It's I think it's like a 6 or 7 step funnel. We're just going to teach you the one that is the absolute best. It's the one that we build for all our clients, and we're just going to walk you right through it. That's what we're doing. I completely forgot. Bishop was probably about to say this, but I just remembered what he did. Is that tomorrow we're going to show you something that is going to absolutely blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. Here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to get as many of the people that you love and care about on that show tomorrow. Because remember this as well, everyone, especially if you're watching the replay, is after tomorrow, all the replays are going down. There's been way too much value. If we left this up, you know, all our competitors are just going to come get this great stuff, and we're going to see all of my templates are going to be everywhere, and you know, Bishop's, you know, amazing strategies and everything's going to be everywhere. So we cannot leave this up. So if you're watching the replays and if you're on this live, it might be wise right now just to have a little bit less sleep and catch up on all the sessions, be on the live show tomorrow, because if you know and you get it, we're going to go all out again, but we're about to be late for a call.
Yeah, and one last thing I'm going to throw in is I've had a few people contact me, and they're saying, hey, I'm getting all of this, but you guys also talked about it being a freedom business. So I've had a few people send me messages on Facebook about the freedom business aspect, because that's what we talk about. And so they were like, well, how do I, start doing that and creating more freedom for myself? So what I'm going to do is I'll throw in, for you guys that are out there today crushing it, giving us testimonials online, like UFAT said, we want you guys to post it on social media, give us testimonials. For everyone that we see does that, I'll also throw in my absolute crush it formula for bringing on the right people and automating your business. This is my outsourcing training that I put together. And this training, let's look at Chris's face. This training, you guys, it absolutely rocks. It's how people never even thought about building teams. And so it's a 90-minute training that I did for the virtual summit. So I'm going to throw that in for anyone who does that today. You guys are going to get that free. I'm going to throw that in.
So, if you guys haven't watched it, if you haven't joined us, if you have anything going on tomorrow night, cancel it. If you want your business to move it to the next level, seriously, join us tomorrow, same place, same time, same website. Invite your friends, leave us some love, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Bishop.
Thank you, guys.